Hello and welcome to WTF News, where we scour the planet to bring the news to you. Broadcasting tonight from our remote location in Pismo Beach, California. Sponsored by Delmer Miller's Puss and Yams. Octopus and canned yams, an unbeatable combination. As Delmer always says, if you ain't eating puss and yams, you ain't living. Tonight, WTF News remembers one of its own, Chet Farquhar, killed in what can only be described as a freak accident down in Galveston, Texas. It was Chet's commitment to the news and his love for Tex-Mex food that brought on his demise. Chet's family has informed us that Chet will be buried in the porta potty he died in, mainly because they can't find anybody to clean up Chet and the porta potty, so they're going to bury the whole mess together. Rest in peace, Chet. You made a hell of an exit. I'm told that while Chet was in Galveston, he found WTF News a weather girl, a gal by the name of Carmelita Cortez, better known as Double D. It's her first night here at WTF News. Let's give her a warm welcome and go to the weather.
I'm kidding, Mr. Pelvis. I can't work with these people.
Wait a minute. Carmelita, did I hear you right? You're quitting?
I am kidding, Mr. Pelvis. Without my sweet Chet, there is nothing here for me.
Carmelita, what's going on here?
Mr. Pelvis, I want to tell you something. Before my dear Chet was killed in that terrible porta potty accident, they were going to fire you and make Chet the new anchorman.
Hell, Carmelita, they can't fire me. This is my station. Plus, my ratings are sky high.
I loved Chet. He was my lover. Now he's gone. They want me try and boost the ratings by jumping up and down.
Carmelita, who said you had to jump up and down to boost the ratings? That's not necessary. Not here. No. Not here, Carmelita. I'm going to fire whoever's responsible for this. You're just here to report the weather and that's it. Well, it might, but no, I'm not going to have her jump up and down. No, I know it might boost them, but it's not going to happen.
Okay. He will jump. One more time, then I'm gone. Are you happy now?
No, Carmelita, you don't have to do that. You two are fired. Carmelita, please reconsider. I'm going to ask the folks out there to write in and let me know. Do you want Carmelita to say? Please give me an answer in the comments below. And while you're down there, why don't you subscribe? But you know what? Screw the news.
Let's do it.
Hello and welcome to Screw the News, where we talk about anything but the news. If you watched WTF News for You tonight, you saw that our new weather girl, Carmelita Cortez, quit. And I don't blame her. I tried to talk her out of it, but she just wouldn't hear of it. I wish her well, whatever she's going to do in life. We fired those two yahoos that made her jump up and down like that. There's no room for that. Either WTF News for You or here at Screw the News. You might wonder why Pelvis is all decked out tonight. Well, Pelvis has got himself a gig. First one in months. And I'm quite excited about it. You know, to be transparent with you, what I'm doing is I'm a bingo caller at the VFW down in Pacoima tonight. And I've done this gig before, and they haven't called me back for quite a while. And I think maybe I pulled a little practical joke that didn't go over too well. You know, the VFW, they're older guys, they've been through the wars and everything, and I looked out and I saw quite a few of them were dozing off on me. So I yelled, "Incoming!" Well, that's the wrong thing to yell at a VFW, all I can tell you that right now, because chaos broke out. And like I say, it's been a while since they called little Pelvis back to do anything down there. Well, anyhow, getting into the program tonight. Here's a little thing on Screw the News we call It's Just a Rumor.
Let's do it.
Rumor has it there's a new product on the market. Rock and Roll Heaven Earthly Urns. I'm going to run this video. It'll tell you all about it. Earthly urns. Sounds like a great idea. I'm told that you can tell them what plants you want planted in there after you're gone, and they'll take care of it. They'll either put a sapling or a seedling or a seed in there, give it to your family, and they can place it where they want. I have a list of people that already bought into it. Willie Nelson's the first one on my list, and Willie said, put a pot plant in there. That's no surprise. Go on, Willie. And Keith Richards. Keith Richards requested a poppy. And then Mick Jagger. Oh, Mick. You got to be kidding me, Mick. You're really going to do this to us. Mick Jagger requested that they plant pussy willow. Isn't it enough that we know you got more than most while you were here? You're going to remind us of it after you're gone? All right, Mick. All right. Well, listen, if you need a gardener to take care of that plant while you're gone, let me know. Let's get on with the show. Let's go. I'll tell you what. Let's go to a public service announcement. You know what? I'm inclined to agree with that. Our next segment is What's on the Board with JCB Music in San Diego, Craig Blaine.
Hey guys, Craig at JCB Music. Welcome back to another edition of What's on the Board, where I play snippets of songs I've been working on. Got a real treat for you today. Peter Rahill, a valued recording client at JCB Music, great songwriter. We got a little piece of a country gospel song called There Is. Interesting, he uses a lot of session players from Nashville. They send us their WAV files and then we mix it, produce it here. So a little bit of There Is. Beautiful song, There Is, by Peter Rahill. Check back for another edition of What's on the Board.
Craig Blaine, JCB Music, San Diego. Great guy. I've recorded in that studio. He knows what he's doing in there. Let me tell you about this guy. He set up a GoFundMe page. It's called Song Forever. And the money that he's collecting from his donations goes towards paying for studio time for anybody that can't afford it, that has a song that they want produced. Appreciate it if you check it out. There's a link down below. Donate $1, $2. Doesn't have to be a lot. Just let him know that we support him. Pelvis wants to highlight a couple people tonight. And as a matter of fact, I want to highlight 4 people. Starting out with a girl by the name of Laura Cox. Unbelievable talent. I mean, she's got 47 million views, 200,000 subscribers. So you know it's got to be pretty good. Check out this video. It's going to be about a minute long. Check out, and then go to YouTube and check out all of her stuff because the girl is phenomenal. And I'm sure once you see this little short video, you'll become a subscriber too. So here she is, Laura Cox. Told you, didn't I? Quite impressive, that girl. Here's another girl you're going to be impressed with. I mean, I'm going to admit something to you. I listened to this girl. She did the Beatles' White Album, the whole album. And she has an artist in the background recreating the cover, okay, while she's singing. And the last song actually made old Pelvis Boy here cry. I mean, this girl can sing a song, okay? Name's Morgan James. And I don't know why, in God's green earth, this girl's name isn't a household name. I want you to at least, the very least, go and listen to her do the Beatles' White Album, all right? This girl does everything. She's a singer, songwriter, she's acting, been on Broadway. She was in Motown, Godspell, and God only knows what else, you know? She's a very talented person. The next person I want to introduce you to or highlight is Justin Johnson. I seen this kid play a shovel. I mean, you put a string on anything, this boy will play it. Unbelievable. They call him the Whiz. And here's another one. Once you see this guy play, you'll be all over YouTube searching for him. Justin Johnson. Didn't I tell you? Check out YouTube. Search some of those videos he has up there. You'll see him play that shovel I was talking about. Hell, today I saw him play a gas can. You think I'm lying? Check it out. Next, we're going to go country on you. We're going to go down to Texas, a Texas boy, Randy C. Moore. Now, this guy, he's a little past 15 now, but when he was 15 years old, he was making records. And by the time he finished high school, he was playing at Gilley's, quite famous place down there in Texas. He was in a movie. Anyhow, Randy C. Moore, great songwriter, great singer. I love his voice. He's got a velvet voice. So here we go, Randy C. Moore.
I learned how to fish, and I learned how to hunt. I learned how to fight, and when I should run. And I learned how to catch and throw a baseball. Then I learned how to lose, 'cause you can't win 'em all. And I learned there's a time when a man must decide to stop changing and be who he has to be once and for all. Yeah, I learned it all. Paul.
Right, that was Randy Seymour. Check out his channel on YouTube. Good guy. Read his bio. It's quite impressive. Now we're going to go into a little thing we call, really? That's not what I meant.
Let's do it.
Now, Pelvis is going to tell you a little story about himself. And believe me when I tell you that this really happened to me. It really happened to me. Like they say, if I'm lying, I'm dying. But this is the truth. I hate to admit it, but it is. I don't know how many of you out there are familiar with the song Mellow Yellow, but there was a lot of rumors about what the song was about back in the 60s. I mean, the early 60s. The one that stuck with everybody was about smoking bananas. You know, you take the banana peel and you scrape it, and you take that and you dry it and you smoke it and get high. Well, I got to tell you, old Pelvis, he was into the marijuana back in there. You know, and back in those days, it wasn't like it is now. You just didn't talk about it. You know, hell, I knew 3 people that did it, you know, and then 3 of my buddies. And I mean, it was hush hush. You know, that reefer madness and all that stuff going around about. Anyhow, that song there got me in a whole hell of a lot of trouble along with the marijuana. And I'm going to tell you how sometimes drugs and music just don't mix. And like I say, this is true. I bought this old bread truck. And I worked on that thing. I sanded it down and I painted it and did all kinds of stuff, okay? And I was going to make what I call my hippie abode out of it. And I was just going to travel around, play my guitar, have some good times in that van, you know? And it just, I worked day and night on that thing. And finally, I got the outside painted and I started on the inside. And I need a little help. So I hired this kid named Hector. Now, Hector knew very little English. I mean, very little English. And hell, I didn't know any Spanish at all, you know, so it was a lot of sign language, you know, this and that, and do this and cut that and all that. But we got along well, you know. And so we'd meet up at night because I worked during the day, and we'd meet up at night at the truck, get in there and start to working. And it was close quarters, but I mean, it was coming out nice. It looked good in there, you know, and we worked hard. And getting near the finish of it, you know, we were in there one night and the radio was on, as it normally is. And I wanted to fire one up, you know, I just get a little buzz going, you know, get me off the planet a little bit. And I didn't know how Hector would feel about that. So, you know, and like I say, he knew very little English and I didn't know how to get it across to him in Spanish or anything like that. So I'm trying to figure out how in the hell can I see if this guy wants to get high, you know? And all of a sudden on the radio, that song Mellow Yellow came on. And I thought for a minute, and this is what drugs do to your head. It screws you up so your thinking ain't straight. I got to thinking, okay, so this is how I'll get into it. I say, you know, I'll talk about the song and it will just segue that into the marijuana, see if we can get high here, okay? Now, I know that's all screwed up, but that's what I was thinking. So I thought to myself, well, how can I make this as simple as possible to ask him this, okay? And this is what my dumb hippie ass came up with. I looked at him and I said, hey, Hector, you smoked the banana? And all of a sudden his eyes got that big and he backed up, put his back against the wall, and he goes, "No, no, no, Mr. Pelvis, me like the pussy." Well, right then and there I knew that boy knew enough English for me to get into trouble, but I knew he didn't know enough for me to get out. So I just shut up. You know what? He went outside. I never saw that boy again. He didn't come back and get paid or nothing. But like I say, that's a true story. I hate to admit it. All right. So anyhow, here we go.
Hi, my name is Alex, and I'll be your guide on this whirlwind tour of the Musicians Hall of Fame and Museum. The museum is located in downtown Nashville, a short 10-minute walk from Broadway, or a short ride on the free Music City Circuit bus. We're also close to many great hotels and are only a 20-minute ride from the airport. We're located in Nashville's historic Municipal Auditorium, which on the second floor has seen the most iconic recording artists in history, such as the Rolling Stones, Elvis, Neil Young, George Jones, Michael Jackson, the Beach Boys, Led Zeppelin, and more. We honour the talented musicians who played on the greatest recordings of all time, and pull back the curtain of recorded music so you get to step directly into music history and experience the stories, instruments, and people behind the soundtrack of our lives. A recent visitor from New York said, quote, "Simply put, it is the best music-related museum I've ever been to. It covers all types of music and provides an inside look into how recordings are made." As you make your way around the museum, you'll come into contact with the very instruments that Jimi Hendrix, Frank and Nancy Sinatra, the Byrds, the Mamas and the Papas, the Beach Boys, and many others used to record many of their classic hits. The museum is divided into exhibits that include Los Angeles, Motown, Stax, Nashville, Muscle Shoals, and American...
Okay, that's the Musicians Hall of Fame down in Nashville, Tennessee. Planning on a road trip down there when this virus is gone. And don't forget the red vines. And you in California, take along them kale chips. Now, let's go see what Joe Chambers has in the vault.
Hi, this is Joe Chambers. I just want to take this time to thank everyone for watching our YouTube channel. This was nothing that was planned, it just happened. I never thought I'd be a YouTuber, but thanks to all of you, we've really had a lot of subscribers lately, and it's just been a whole lot of fun. I appreciate all the nice comments that we hear, and I'm really happy that you're enjoying it. I didn't know, I never planned when we shot these videos, the early ones, the ones that you're seeing on what we're calling the Vault series, I thought they were going to be used only in the museum. And most of them that you're seeing have never been seen. We just didn't use them. We might have used a little snippet out of some of them for some of the exhibits, but that's all. So it's really gratifying to see that after 15, 12, 10 years or so of just sitting around, that they mean a lot to you people. It means a lot to us that it does. And also, we're continuing to shoot our new show, which is Musicians Hall of Fame Backstage, which we shoot here at this booth, and so there'll be a lot more new shows coming up very shortly.
All right, that's our show for this week. I got to get myself fixed up here, head down to Pacoima, call them letters and numbers for those boys. Now listen, I'm going to ask you one more time. If you got something you want to contribute to the program, put it together. 30 seconds, a minute skit, music, I don't care what it is. You want to send me a picture of your mother, send it to me, and we'll talk about getting it on the air. Do it, because we can go places with this show. Now, we're going to end the show the same way we did last time. Now, you people take care of one another and wear a mask. Wear that mask. I'm going to be wearing one tonight when I'm calling them numbers. So take care of yourself. I'll see you next time.